Greetings everyone. I was going to make an anti-Lidia guide, but I just woke up this morning and I found out that Super Akuma had made sort of like a more detailed guide than usual. I'm going to link that in the description of this video just if you happen to stumble upon my video before his. I am going to say that, of course, like Super Akuma is a pro player and whatnot, he's definitely far better than I'll ever be, but like, I usually go into more detail, but I'm not going to do another video now that he has done his. I'm just going to add a few things on top of what he said. He's playing Akuma, and Akuma has like a very bad sidestep. I think it's even worse than King's. So he was getting clipped a lot while he was trying to sidestep left, and he was kind of like second-guessing himself, and even though he said at the beginning that the character is steppable to the left, he started like second-guessing himself and saying like, okay, go right instead. The reality is, I think it's maybe an Akuma specific thing, and on top of that, if you sidewalk left, of course you shouldn't like sidewalk for eternity, you should like sidewalk a little bit and then block, you actually end up stepping most of the characters neutral. Especially if you're playing a character who has a better sidestep than even King. I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to like comment on a few things that I believe he left out in his video, and finally I'm going to like end up with a big reveal that I stumbled upon accidentally while trying to deal with her stances. It's something that he did not mention. I believe it's pretty important. I actually think it's something that they might end up paying attention to if it actually goes, you know, that becomes more popular and people start doing it. And it's actually a way to deal with specifically the second stance out of Catfoot 1, whatever. So, like I said, I'm going to link the Super Akuma video in the description. Go watch that. It's going to teach you most of what you want to know about fighting the character. I'm just going to add on top of that. And at the end, I'm going to mention the very most important thing that he did not. It's going to be far shorter than my usual anti-character guide videos. Because, like I said, since Super Akuma did it, I'm not going to do it once again. Just like I said, sidewalk left actually works. Maybe because he's playing Akuma, he couldn't get it to work because Akuma has a horrible sidestep. But for example, this mid here, it's a 14 frame mid poke. If you just step, oh, I just stepped it. As you can see there, it sometimes it tracks in both directions. But if you sidewalk left, you actually get her side, and that's another thing that's big with this character. Usually when you sidestep, you end up like this. Because she hurls herself forward with every attack, once you sidestep, you usually get her side, like clear like that, or her back. This is where you usually end up when you sidestep her. So once again, just to demonstrate, this is down forward 3, I believe. On a step, it catches you. On a sidewalk, this is where you end up. This is, I believe, her down forward 1. Yeah, her down forward 1 is not very good. As you can see, once I step left, because she hurls herself so much forward, even more on a walk, like you end up at her side. So she's actually very vulnerable once you step her. This is, I believe, down forward 4. This is supposed to be her don't step me left tool, but even this, once I get it right, you can step towards the left. And this I'm going to talk about a lot. This is her forward 2. This is her Julia vibe. This is her kind of like party crasher. Again, once you step it, you get her side, or sorry, her back even. And down forward 2, this is the most tracking one of all, actually. Oh, sorry, this is forward 2. This is her quote-unquote party crasher. See, once you step it, you get her back. And this is down forward 2. This actually tracks surprisingly well. Like, sometimes I even fail to sidewalk it. Again, I'm playing King. But it's very range dependent. Like, if you're hugging, if you're like at range absolute 0, then yeah, it's going to track you. But if there's a little bit of range on the jab, come on, work for me. I don't know why it's not working. Like I said, this tracks most of all, but even this, I've been able to step it quite consistently, especially when you're a little bit off axis. So yeah, maybe down forward 2, like I said, it tracks most of all, but I'm almost certain that characters that have bigger side steps than King can be able to step it. So generally, sidewalk is a little bit better. She has a little bit of a Jin vibe there. Like, single steps are not going to get you out of trouble consistently, but a little bit of a longer sidewalk, like Anakin said, never sidewalk more than 1.5, and then block. So sidewalk, block, and sidewalk, duck is going to get you a lot of rewards against this character, if you're one of those people who can do those things consistently. So there are these 3 strings. I believe he covered them, but I'm going to like highlight a couple of things about them very quickly. This first one, which the one she accesses from Catfoot Stance 2, it ends in a wall bounce. And it's high mid-mid. The window for you to duck under the high and punish them and punish before the mid connects is incredibly tiny. Of course, she only accesses it from stance. This is the stance she enters when she does down forward 2, that move that I highlighted before that tracks quite a lot. But yeah, I don't like the fact that the final hit of this is safe and you can't do anything about it. You can't step it, you can't parry it because it's an elbow. I kind of don't like this. Like, you're forced to force block the entire string. I mean, yeah, she's at -7, but she's a bit far away. I'm pretty sure she can backdash a lot of stuff. I don't really like this. The second one is this 3-hit string that ends in a blue spark. Okay, the first 2 hits of this one are kicks. This one she does from neutral. She's not locked behind stance. Yes, she's not locked behind stance. I'm sorry, this is not it. It's this one, yeah. She's not locked behind a stance. The final hit of this is safe. Like, if you're like me and you're not, like, if you can sometimes like miss parts and you're like surprised by what came out and you see the blue sparks, you think that it's punishable, because usually when there's blue sparks, like for example like this other string that she has, this is heavily punishable. She's -16 there. He talked about that, Super Akuma that is. So if the first 2 hits are kicks, the final hit is safe. I don't believe you can step it. I don't believe you can do much about it. You're supposed to duck the second hit. It gives you a little bit more leniency. Like, I believe I can get while standing 2-2 here. But what I suggest, this sadly won't apply to most characters, is parry the last hit. You can do this as both King and Armor King, which are my mains, which is what I'm mostly concerned about at the end of the day. But yeah, this string you're supposed to duck the second hit. I don't know how reliably you can do that. Like, you see, and the final hit is -5, and she's miles away from you. You're not going to get any pressure off of this -5. And you have to differentiate this from this one, because it's all mids. And it's punishable all the way. I believe if she stops at the second hit, she's -14. He talked about this. So you have to like differentiate, especially these 2 blue spark strings, between parry and punish. And like I said, I really kind of like don't like this long string that ends in a mid and is safe, because it really looks punishable, and it really isn't. Another thing he glossed over that I think should be like mentioned, she has this down back 2, which is this low. It's -1 on hit. It's safe-ish on block at -14. It tracks rather well. But what I'm mostly concerned with is that it's actually a high crush, even though it does not look like it. Like, you see during those first frames where I'm freezing here, like, her head is still up there, but it's actually, if you check the character state or status, it actually says crouching. See how my jab is literally going through her head? That's because this entire high crushes. So just don't get surprised by that. Like, you really think that you should be able to like back 1 here or magic for her here, but no, she high crushes during the entire animation. Even though it really does not look like it. I have a problem with this actually. I don't like that they make moves like this. Like, had I not taken a look at this in practice mode, I would be thinking like, why the hell? I would think that this low is far quicker than it is. That my jab is getting beat out or counter hit by the down back 2, but it's actually because the low high crushes during the entire anime. Actually, it high crushes like pretty early, so just be careful of that. So now to the meat and potatoes of why I made this guide. This character is like the main thing about her stances is that I don't think like she can access them, like I said, from neutral, like a Super Akuma said, but mostly it's going to come out of down forward 2 on hit and forward forward 2 on hit. Down forward 2, like I said, surprisingly has very good range compared to what it should have, and very good tracking compared to what it should have. even compared to to forward forward 2, which is like her party crasher Julia-esque type of move. So she's going to land this a lot more than she's going to land forward forward 2, I think, in my opinion. Gladly, the stance she gets locked into is a little bit less problematic. This cat foot stance 2, this is what she gets locked into when she lands down forward 2, sorry. Even though the stance gives you a lot of reason to pause, and it's a little bit more complex option-wise than the first one, it's not the end of the world, and it's not like the most powerful mix-up thing ever created. So, sorry, I need to record this. So, she has mids and only one low. So the first mid is this one, it's safe, you have to eat it, yes, -9, and if you eat it, you're knocked down into relative safety. She gets 27 damage, which isn't bad, but this range is actually very beneficial to you when you're fighting Lidia. She doesn't have amazing, I think, as far as I can tell, she only has one while running move, it's a high and it doesn't track very well. So she doesn't have amazing approach tools. Unless she's going to like approach you with some sort of like stupid stance dance like that. She's mostly going to try to run up to you and land this stupid while running move on you. So getting knocked back into that relative safety is not very bad, okay? So this is a stance that is not very punishing on either stand block or low block. So if I decide to duck, I can eat this, and I can also eat that. Come on. Again, knocked down into the same distance. 25 damage this time. But this last mid she did is actually... Come on. This last mid is actually punishable at -10. This second option is the string I highlighted earlier, the one that ends in a wall bounce. But the thing is, it's not a natural combo, I believe, in any state. So I ate the first hit, I blocked the second and last one. Even if you eat the second hit, for some reason, you can block the third. And even, sorry, on counter hit, the last hit is not guaranteed. So this is mainly going to be, like, if she is ever going to get a wall bounce out of this, it's because she stops at the second hit and you try to challenge. But either way, I don't particularly like the design of the string, but you're not going to eat the last mid very, very often. You're going to block it and just take your +7. This is a high that doesn't even launch. And this is, of course, very, like, it gives you comfortable time to duck under and launch, unlike this one. And this is the only reason you might consider ducking. This is the only reason, yes, you might consider ducking, because she gets this on you. I believe Super Akuma said that from this position, if you get up wrong, she can relaunch you with 4-4-3 or something. But I doubt she gets something guaranteed here. I'm sure you have some way to like either roll or stay on the ground or something. I don't believe it's like this super powerful tool, especially given that it is launch punishable. It's a stagger law. So far the first stance, if you duck, it's not very bad. You duck under the high, you block the low, you duck under the first hit of this, sorry, and you block the third, and these two mids, they knock you out into relative safety. If you stand block, you're going to eat this, which is 30 damage, not the end of the world. If she transitions into the second stance, it's even, I believe, like less scary. I don't think any of these are normal hit launchers. I checked. They're not normal hit launchers, and the only low out of the second stance is this. Again, not the end of the world. I'm pretty sure you have to like pretty deeply consider how you get up from here, and she can burn this into a rage drive. And either way, it's safe-ish at -12. Even if she does the rage drive, she's still at -12. But this is not the end of the world. The real meat and potatoes comes stance-wise from the 4-4-2 stance, which is cat foot 1. So this forward 4-2, which like I said is worse than down forward 2 in my opinion, it actually locks her into a, on paper, better stance route. Because, and this stance is a little bit easier to understand, but on paper it's a lot more scary. The first part of the stance, the catchfoot stance 1, this is a stance that doesn't have any lows in it. None of these options are lows. All of these are designed to stop you from mashing buttons once you get hit by something that goes into catchfoot stance 1. So I'm going to record the options and come back in a second. But for now, the main idea behind the stance, the first part is all counter hit launchers. This is all counter hit launchers to stop you mashing buttons, so that she can safely transition into the second part of the stance, which only has 3 attacks in it. It has a guard break high, a low, and a normal hit launching safe mid. Not in that order, but whatever. So a guard break high that gives her plus 14, a low which is not very, it's not the worst thing in the world, but the guard break is the real story here, and the guard break actually tracks, and a safe normal hit launching mid. If you try to step to stance, you're going to get caught by the guard break high. So now I'm going to record the options, and I'm going to show you the very weird option select that I found against this the second stance. You can actually jump. You can actually jump all 3 options. You can even jump over the unblockable if you time it right. Like that. Generally, even if she does the first option, you only eat it on normal hit, which is not the end of the world. In reality, you can actually wait, like if I activate all of these, and if I don't know what she's going to do, you can just hold up, and you're completely scot-free. You're not gonna get hit by anything. The best part is, you can actually get a punish. Believe it or not. You can... Sorry. You can land this on her. It actually says punish. Have you ever thought that you might get this to say punish? It says punish. It's a stomach blow. It gives the it's not a double over stun. I don't know what it's called. She can break this stun. Okay, so that's why. Sorry, let me try to. It's a little bit finicky because I'm not used to this kind of like stupid shit. You can get this theoretical combo on her, but as you can see, the combo counter didn't connect because she can actually hold forward, I believe, and break the stun. But still, I assure you, if you land this on a Lidia, they're going to be so shocked that they're not going to do that. So you can even jump back, which gives you more leniency. This makes it much easier to dodge the unblockable. But you're punished, like you don't get a punish that way. You can actually get a punish if you do jump back and the low kick. It works against all options. But especially with the low, sorry, if you jump straight up, you land behind her. Now this is a King specific thing. You can land the 3 and it's going to say punish, and as you can see, King is plus 9. This makes forward 2 guaranteed actually. So yeah, you can actually jump all these options. I'm pretty certain this wasn't planned. I'm pretty certain they tried to seal the stance with this for interruptions and this for stepping, and these two cover ducking and stand blocking. I don't believe they thought we would be jumping over it. I'm not certain what Akuma can do against this. I think Akuma can blow this completely out of the water. And yeah, so if you jump back or if you jump straight up, you actually option select the entire stance. And I'm going to demonstrate this here. I'm going to activate all options in order for me to not know what she's going to do. I'm going to do the jump back each and every time. well, as you can see, it actually works. If you work on your timing with the 3 on land, yeah, you can actually punish and option select the entire stance. I left the this option out because, yeah, as you can see, like you just eat pathetic 17 damage and she's at +4. So yeah, I'm willing to hold up back, not to deal with all that entire bullshit, or to hold up. Maybe you can be like a little bit better than me and you like react if she went to the second stance and then jump back. But yeah, I'm pretty certain this wasn't planned, and this actually works with all characters, I believe. So yeah, apart from that very funny discovery, please watch Super Akuma's video. Like I said, it's linked in the description. I'm not going to do a traditional anti-Lidia guide because he already covered most of that. I don't think you're going to watch my guide when you have a pro player that's placing in top 8s doing the same thing. And I'm just going to keep my contribution to the things that I said here, in addition to the weird jump up tech. Okay, so that will be all. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you.